I think it is. Hello, folks. How are we doing? Welcome along to a very different kind of stream on the channel. It's the first time we've done a stream of this kind, so bear with me. I'm new at all this, but the plan is we are going to be having a look through all of the deals that are available through Lego Insiders Day, which is going on right now. You may have noticed me going on about it here on YouTube and over on TikTok, but also having a look at some of the early Black Friday deals that are not just with Lego, but also at other retailers as well. And basically trying to work out where the best place to buy a lot of the most popular sets is. I want this to be a nice interactive stream, so if you've got sets you're particularly looking for, feel free to let me know in the comments, in the chat, what's on your wish list, and we can go and find your sets, find the best price for them, work out if you're better buying away from Lego on a Black Friday discount or with Lego to get your double points, your gifts of purchase, and all that kind of stuff. So lots of shenanigans to get through. Let me know in the chat what sets you're looking for. I realize I'm not actually signed into the chat, so if there's stuff happening in the chat I can't currently see it, so I'm just signing into the chat on my browser, on my OBS, which is, I mean, this is not ideal at all. I thought it was already signed in. If I get in here and the chat is empty, we're going to be having words as well, boys and girls, but I assume there's a few of you in there. What's my password? This is how I find out my YouTube's been hacked and I can't actually log into anything. Right, well, I've tried 3 different potential passwords. This is not ideal. What I could do, potentially... There you go! I can now see the chat. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Hello, boys and girls. I can see Toph is in there talking about some kind of football match. Samuel Ellaway's in there. Hello to you. Hope you're well. Slightly off topic, but how was Milton Keynes Book Fair? Really good. There's going to be a video coming out on that on the channel tomorrow. There is a little preview video already out on TikTok, but yeah, there'll be a proper video out tomorrow. But yes, we now have a working chat on my screen, which is definitely a good thing. So I figured we'd start things off by having a look at what the Lego Insiders deals are. I have already been churning out the content on this. Obviously, we had the video that came out at 5 p.m. showing you the ones that were available in store. There's also been a TikTok that I put out just after midnight last night, showing all the deals that were available then. And it is interesting to see there's a couple of deals that are available at midnight, including one I bought at midnight, that are no longer available because they've sold out. So that's quite interesting. My son wants the Daily Bugle. Right, I'm going to keep a list. What's the easiest way for me to keep a list? And then we can come back through these sets. I'm going to get my iPad and we're going to keep a little bit of a list, and we are going to go and find the best prices for these deals that you suggest. But first, I do just want to have a look at the current Insiders deals, because there's some really cracking stuff on there. There you go. We're just opening up a new notes page on the trusty iPad, and if it actually wants to work, that would be handy. There you go. So new note. We'll add the Daily Bugle. God, why does it take so long? There you go, Daily Bugle. Of course, I hate typing on my iPad because the keyboard's different to the one on my PC. So we've got the Daily Bugle A-frame cabin. Now, the A-frame cabin is one that is available from Lego. You're not going to find a better price than the one directly from Lego, I don't think. We're going to be doing my maths that I keep telling people to do. And yeah, the A-frame cabin is already sold out online, is it? It was in store in Milton Keynes, so I don't know how helpful that is. But it is in store in Milton Keynes. I'm happy if you got your Grail set. I got one of my Grails. I got the loop coaster. Didn't get the crane. The crane just didn't become cheap enough. My line has been £300 for that crane, and even doing my maths, really trying my best to justify it to myself, I can't quite get to the crane. So I think we're just gonna have to accept I'm never going to get that crane. Let's face it, I was never going to be able to use it anyway. But let's have a look at these Insiders deals, because there are still some good ones on here. The ones that were on here that are now not. Obviously, we had the AT-AT, which was like £150 discount. And also Ninjago City Gardens was on here at £240. I did pick up Ninjago City Gardens this morning at like 5 past midnight. Because at that point, 5 past midnight, the loop coaster wasn't on the deals. When I logged in again at like 7:30 this morning, the loop coaster was now on there, but it wasn't on there last night. So I was like, oh, well, I need to get something because I want these gifts with purchase. So I got Ninjago City Gardens. I don't know if I'm going to open it or sit on it and sell it at a later date, or maybe Anna will take it off my hands. But it was such a good deal. But this is the top deal on here at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. The Loop Coaster. Bought it as soon as I saw it this morning. £275.99p. And then this is where we get the maths up and running, because the two gifts with purchase that are available on Insiders Weekend are on here somewhere. Are they not listing them on here anymore? There you go. The gifts with purchase, if we can actually see them, there you go. So you've got the retro record player, which is available on spends over £225. Not including pre-order. I did have someone ask if they could pre-order like all the F1 stuff, then cancel the pre-orders. They are wise to that. You can't get the gift with purchase on pre-orders. But spends over £225, you get the retro record player. Spends over £155, you get the winter holiday train. They are stackable. So if you spend over £225, you do get both of them. And by 10 o'clock this morning, these were being listed on all the Facebook Marketplace pages that Anna buys a lot of her used Lego from, her rare Lego. And the price seems to be £65 for the bundle. So you get the two of them for £65. So we're going to be working on the assumption that we're going to say 60 when we do all our maths. We're going to say these have a cash value of £60 to allow for some postage costs or some eBay selling fees if you decide to go down that route. So even if you're not interested in these can be relatively easily turned into £60 because they are really highly in demand gifts with purchase for Christmas gifts. It's one of the reasons I wanted to get a couple of them. I want one for myself and one as a Christmas gift. So we're putting a value on them of £60. So if we go back and look at the Loop Coaster at 275, the double points works out at roughly 10. Well, it works out at exactly 10% cash back off future sets, effectively. So starting with 275.99, you've then got 27. What's that? £27, £27.50 of cash back. So that's another £27.50 coming off of that for your double points, and then another £60 coming off because you get both gifts with purchase because you're over 225. It brings the cost down to £188 for a set that was retailing at £345 yesterday. That's pretty close to half price. If you then use some points on it as well, I used like £40 off of points. I paid less than £150 for my Loop Coaster, and I'm absolutely delighted. I can see Topher's asking in the chat where it's going to go in my house. I put a photo on the socials this morning, X and Threads and what's the other one? Blue Sky. There was a picture on them. I've got the new Kallax cabinet that the Captain America shield sits on at the moment. I measured it at like 7:30 this morning, got the measure tape out. The Loop Coaster will sit on top of that cabinet. I'll have to find a new home for the Captain America shield and the lighthouse, but the Loop Coaster will fit there, and that is where it will live because I am in love with it. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful set. But effective price, £188 for that, buying it through Lego, is absolutely bananas. And it's not the only really good deal. They've got some of my favourite sets that I've built this year are on this offer. Is the Home Alone set on any offers? I think it's on a deal at Zavvi. We'll get to that in a little while. We'll go through people's sets in a minute. I'm trying to save my pennies until next weekend to get the endurance, but some of these sales are tempting me. I mean, they are some good prices. Picked up the train for 18 quid on eBay earlier. There you go. So it is possible to get them relatively cheaply. If you don't want to do your full on gifted purchase, I think it's safe to say you could probably get £60 for the pair though. So that's what we're going to be working on. The Nintendo, I love this. It was my first games console. I have this set. It's a great set. 188 for that. We're not going to do the maths on all of them, but if the £60, in fact, you only get the one gift with purchase for that. Obviously, you'd bump yourself up to 225 anyway. But even let's say £20 for if you only buy that one set, £20 for the train plus another £18 for your double points. That's still another £38 off of that, which is getting you down to below £150 on a set like that. It's another cracking deal. You've got the space shuttle is on there, the freight train, which wasn't in the Lego store. I potentially would have picked up another one of these because it's great for parts. I'm always pulling bits out of this. The motor and most of the track that I'm using in my winter village came out of my freight train, and the freight train is a much better train than the passenger train. It's really, really cool. The Treehouse is a set that I bought earlier in the year full price and haven't built yet. So I'm really delighted to see that on such a big discount. Something for the car boys and girls. Not a car guy. R2D2 was in store. I saw him there earlier, as was the Ghostbusters car. I hadn't seen the Ghostbusters car in store for months, for a long time, but it was in store in Milton Keynes today. And again, it's a big, chunky discount. And then this is the one that I need to survive to the end of tomorrow without buying. I will always remember that there was like an hour earlier in the year when me and Anna were staying in Manchester. It was during the Euros, and this was £300 on the Selfridges website. And I can't justify spending more than £300 for it because I know it was at one point cheaper than that. Even doing the best mental gymnastics possible and allowing your £46 for your double points plus £60 for the gifts with purchase, that's still bringing it down to over 350 for a set that I genuinely have no room for and would just have to build and then put in the storage unit. I can't justify spending £350. As much as I love it, if I was going to spend £350, I'd rather have a Lion Knight's castle for that kind of price. And I'm not getting that either because it's not on a discount. So I think this one will go down in history as one that got away. And maybe one day I'll see one cheap at a convention, but I don't think I'm going to be getting the crane. It's so cool though, but I just don't think I can justify getting it. Went to the Lego Bristol store today, saw they had the D&D set built on display with the dragon balanced on the bridge. Nonsense, they glued it on. I had the same thought, Kev. I ordered the freight train set this morning with the intention of using the train and track power parts for the Winter Village tram. Yeah, that's exactly what I used mine for. I believe Smith's also have the Ghostbusters car on offer. Not sure. We'll have a look. We'll do some comparisons in a little while. Sports Direct are doing £20 voucher for every 100 spent. Smiths are doing something similar as well. There's lots of deals to be had, so we will do some comparisons. But we're pretty much done with the Lego sets that are still available now. The Madrigal House, and then a couple of the ones that came out earlier in this year. I mean, I like both of these. I know these got a lot of monisons when they first came out. People weren't keen on either of these. I actually quite like both of them, but I don't like them enough to force myself to get them now. These are the kind of sets that I'll pick up just before they retire and hope that they fall even cheaper than this. But let's look at some of the other sales that we've got going on elsewhere. Obviously, we've got the Amazon Black Friday stuff has begun. There's always the chance with Amazon that stuff will jump in and out of lightning deals. So it's not for certain that this kind of stuff is going to stay at these prices. You might find cheaper deals at random moments. This is certainly one that I've got my eye on. The grand piano. Would very much like to sit my Bowser at the grand piano, but again, similar to what I was saying with the crane, it's £100 too expensive. I get that it's probably good value for money for what it is, because it's a really complex set with some cool functionality as well. It can actually play music, but I'm not spending that money on it. That's still too expensive. Too expensive. Stuff that has gone out of stock. Have you seen them come back in time? I doubt stuff will come back in on the website in stock by the end of tomorrow. If it's out of stock today, it's going to be out of stock tomorrow, especially because most of the stuff in the Lego sale is stuff that's retiring. I mean, all these ones that are retiring, as soon as they're out of stock on this website, they're done. They're not making any more of these. They are done. Weirdly, this one's not marked as retiring soon. I thought this did retire this year. So if we've potentially got another year of the crane existing, I might not have lost my opportunity yet. Because that's not marked on here as retiring soon, even though I'm certain that it is. But like, yeah, you're not going to get the AT-AT Ninjago City Gardens. They're not coming back in tomorrow. They're done. They are gone. That's why with a lot of this, you kind of have to, if you see a set that you want at a price you're happy to pay, make the move. Don't wait. Stuff is selling out. The AT-AT was sold out by like midnight on the website. A few people have said there was like one in store, and they managed to grab them, but they're going to be gone now. People are aware that it was cheap. It was still over £500. People are aware that it was on deal though, and have gone out and grabbed it. John Lewis is a weird one because they had some good deals, but I think their prices have gone back up again. So I suspect what we're going to see with John Lewis is another sale for Black Friday. So I think they've done their sale. Like the boutique hotel this time last week was 150. It's now back up to 195 as an example. So I think John Lewis, similar with the Lighthouse, it's gone back up in price. I think at John Lewis, they're having a few days off so that they can, because they went really early. It was like start of November they started their sales. I wouldn't be at all surprised if we saw John Lewis duck back down again on Friday to be able to claim their new discounts. They've got to have a little bit of time with them back at full price, and then they can throw the discounts in again, because there are rules you have to follow about how long you can call it a discount for. Like, you can't have a price set for 4 months and still claim it's on sale. That's just what its price is now. So I suspect some of these have gone back up in price so they can come back down in price. So keep an eye on John Lewis. And then Smiths, I think, have brought back their £5 for every £50 you spend. This was just a Lego deal, but I think this is just an everything at Smiths deal now. So £5 off. So it is different to the Lego one. The Lego one, I think, was £5 off for every £50 you spent. Whereas this one is just £10 off if you spend over 100. So if you spend 500, I think you're still only getting £10 off rather than £50 off like you were before. So it's not quite as good a deal as we had a couple of weeks ago. But generally, the sets at Smiths are quite well priced anyway. So you do sometimes find that they come in a little bit cheaper initially. Like, for example, we've got Ecto 1 there for $164.99, which someone was asking about before. Compare that to Lego. So actually, as just a sticker price, it is cheaper at Smiths at $164.99 than it is at Lego. And it's really easy to get kind of fooled into the, oh, well, I'll buy it at Smiths then. And this is where doing the convoluted maths come in. So even if you're in the market for only one set, so you're only going to get one gift with purchase because you're below the £225 threshold, but you will still get that train. That's worth about 20 quid. So that train brings this down to $147.99, either because you get a free train that you value at 20 quid and you're happy that you've got it, or because you take the train and then sell it for 20 quid. It's still money you're getting off. Plus you get your 10% cash back through your double points, which is another 17 quid off. So that's £37 off. So we're now down to £130 by buying it through Lego. And then if you were to do that through a site like Quidco or Top Cashback, there's potentially more cash back you could get as well. You could potentially get this down on Lego to like £120, £125 just by using your Insiders double points, your gift with purchase, and Quidco. And that's loads cheaper than it is on Smiths. So this is the kind of process you have to go through and not be fooled by the headline price, because it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the cheapest. And I've been arguing with people on TikTok about this for the last 3 days, because some people are so adamant that, well, the Smiths one's the better deal. It's $164.99. It's £3 cheaper. It's the better deal. I don't care about Insiders points. You might not care about them, but you will still get them, and then you will still be able to spend them. Yeah. So yeah, there's a bit of that going on. So there does just need to be a little bit of thought going into it and a little bit of price comparison going into it. But then Zavvi are another one who went really early with their deals. So I'm not sure if their deals are still on. Someone was asking about Home Alone. There you go. There's a deal for Home Alone. So on Zavvi, you can get Home Alone for $244.99. Now that's a set that's still full price at Lego. So again, this is where we're applying our maths, because and this was in stock, in store today in Milton Keynes. So I imagine it's in store most places. It's in stock most places. It's in stock online, but it is still full price, £260. So it's really easy to think, I'll save 15 quid. I'll get it from Zavvi. But you can do the maths with me at this point. You're above £225, so you get both gifts with purchase. We're looking at a £60 value to get both of those. So that straight away takes us down to 200. Plus you've got another £26 off, because that's your double insider points. So we're now down to 174 plus Quidco or Top Cashback. I don't even know what the Quidco deal is on Lego at the moment, but people keep mentioning it to me. I don't use Quidco myself because I do most of my shopping in store. But if I can spell, up to 9% cashback. So there you go. If you, yeah, it's 9%. So 9% cashback on Quidco as well. It appears we're getting right now. So we're down to 174 with the gifts with purchase and the double points. But because you are paying £259.99, you're getting 9% on that. So that's another £23. So with Quidco as well, you've now got this down to £151 by buying it directly through Lego. That's assuming you sell the gift with purchase. It's 210 even if you don't. So even if you keep the 2 gifts with purchase, you've paid £35 less than you would pay at Zavvi and got 2 free gifts that are really cool in the retro record player and the train set. So I think 9 times out of 10, the deal is going to be better this weekend by buying through Lego, as long as you're an insider and as long as you like maximize getting your insider points using Quidco, using top cashback, and sell your gift for purchase or celebrate that you've got them. But we've saved £100 there almost compared to the Zavvi discounted price just by being a little bit smarter about how we buy it. So I would say Home Alone, definitely your best bet is buying directly from Lego. Do that. I think just wait and you'll get lucky one day with a crane. That's what I'm thinking. I remember there was a couple of weeks ago when both the crane and the that 9% is excluding VAT, and usually if you spend over 400. Okay, well, like I say, I don't use Quidco. I'm probably not going to include it in my calculations going forward, but it's another option there for you. Even discounting Quidco, we got down to 175 on this, which is £60 less than Zavvi. So you then have the option to add Quidco or top cashback in as well if you want. But yeah, with the crane, there was a couple of weeks ago where both the crane and the loop coaster were discounted, and I put it on TikTok and was like, I kind of want both of these. Which one should I buy? And the general consensus was they'll both go cheaper. So I didn't get either. And then today I've paid like £120 less for the loop coaster than I would have done a couple of weeks ago when it was on discount. So I am now just going to cross my fingers and hope that the crane falls back below £300 at some point. And if it does, I'll jump on board. I mean, if it's not retiring, because like I say, it's not showing on here as one of the retiring soon sets. We have a whole section on the Lego website for retiring soon. And if we sort that by price high to low, is it in this list? No, it's not. Which implies it's not retiring. So it must have been extended. Which is really cool, because that means we've potentially got it for another year. Which gives me loads more opportunities to pick it up. I can be weak and buy that on the next triple points day or something. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Loads of trains on eBay at the moment, 15, 16 quid. Excellent. The train is a lower value than the radio, than the record player, I would suggest. I think £60 for the pair is probably not unreasonable, especially because you got to remember today's the day they first came out. If you sell them in 3 weeks, you're going to get more than you'll get for them today because the market's just been flooded with them today. So right now at 7:30 in the evening on the day they came out, this is when their price is going to be at their absolute lowest. As people start buying them, those prices are going to creep up. So if you've got the liquidity to hold it for a little while, maybe sell it in the new year, then the price is going to go up even more. Today, it's very much people slinging it on eBay who they were just giving it for free and genuinely didn't care. And they're just like, well, I'll make a quick 15 quid then. You can sit and hold if you're able to and get a lot more, I would suggest. So we've got people telling me about Quidco. As well as 9% of Quidco, they're doing a £20 bonus cashback on spends of £100 direct from Lego. Okay, so even more there. So £20 bonus. Oh, the £20 bonus has run out. Okay, we're going to discount Quidco. I would suggest if you've never looked at it, look at it. I don't use it and don't feel like I'm massively missing out. It's an extra layer of hassle that I can't really be bothered with. But if it can save you another 15, 20 quid, maybe I should start being bothered with it. How much is the DeLorean? Right, the DeLorean on Zavvi is down to 150. They don't actually call it the DeLorean, do they? No, it's the Back to the Future car. So, Back to the Future. So it is in stock on Lego at 170. So again, if we're now saying the train on its own is worth 15 quid, you get another 17 quid from your insider points. You're looking at getting this down to like 140 by buying directly through Lego compared to 150 buying through Zavvi. So you're still better off at Lego. What's better than Quidco or Rakuten? I don't know. I don't use either of them. I don't use any of the cashback places. Have they ever done a triple point stay? There was a triple point stay back in the summer. It wasn't on all sets. There was certain sets that had triple points on them. But yeah, we had a triple point stay in the summer. I forget exactly when it was. Spurs are winning 4-0. Who on earth are they playing? What is going on? I refuse to watch football. Football is not necessary. Right, so yeah, there's, like I said, loads of deals on Zavvi. Very are usually pretty good for deals as well. They've got all their Black Friday stuff helpfully marked up as Black Friday, and Very are really good for speed champions. I get my speed champions usually from B&M or Very, but there's some really good deals on here, and it's at this lower end stuff where you're probably going to be better off buying somewhere other than Lego, because you take gifts with they're beating Manchester City 4-0. Well done, Tottenham Hotspur. Goodness me, City are done. Wowzers. Liverpool are going to win the league, aren't they? No football talk. That does help Arsenal out. I bought an Arsenal duck today, by the way. I'll show you it on tomorrow's Football Manager stream. He's lovely. But as I was saying about the speed champion, so if we look at the McLaren Formula One speed champion, this is going to be probably the first time I recommend buying from somewhere outside of Lego directly, because unless you're using this to just kind of top up to get you to the next threshold of a gift with purchase. So for the McLaren, it's that one, isn't it? I want to make sure, yeah, we're not on the pre-order one. We're on the, have you noticed as well, the F1 speed champions that are coming out next year are more expensive than the standard ones. They've gone up 2 quid. Oh. But this is the one that we've just found on Very. Straight away, it's on back order. Although, to be fair, it's not on a long back order. It will still be shipped before Christmas. Shipped on the 3rd of December, so what's that, in about a week's time? But there's no discount on this. It's £20.99p. If this is the one and only set you want to buy, your double points is going to get you 2 quid. So that brings it down to £19. On Very, it's £12.99. It's a no-brainer. The only way I would be buying the lower priced sets, like the sub £50 sets from Lego, rather than on these deals that you find anywhere else. And it'll be the same with a lot of this cheaper stuff. We could do another comparison. Let's look at Stitch. Stitch. Yeah, so Stitch is £59.99 on Lego. Won't qualify you for a gift with purchase. So you just get your £6 from your double insider points. That brings you down to 54. And on Very, it's 43. So you're saving loads by buying it from somewhere else. So I would say, as a rough rule of thumb, if your set is a below £50 set, you probably are not going to be buying it from Lego. Potentially, even if it's below £100, you might find that it's not worth picking up from Lego. Like, I mean, should we look at the Hogwarts Castle, 115 quid? This one might even be touch and go, because you're not going to get any gifts for purchase on it. And it's the gifts for purchase that make the big difference. So this is it that one? Geez, that's a huge discount on Very. Where are we? It is that one, isn't it? Yeah, so it should be 150. So this one, you don't get any gift of purchase with it if you're just buying it in isolation. I would suggest if you're spending £150, you probably spend an extra £5 somehow to get that. But let's assume you're just doing this transaction in isolation. You get 15 quid off for it being double points. And remember, that's not 15 quid off now, it's £15 cashback that you can then spend in the future. You can spend it immediately. You could, I mean, I used all of my points this morning to buy my loop coaster, and then my Ninjago City Gardens is dispatched, and I've already got my points for it. So if you buy in the Lego store, your points do immediately go onto your account. So if you were to buy this now, you would then have £15 on your account to spend straight away in your next transaction. You could do another transaction 3 minutes later. So you're not waiting ages for your cash back, but it's not an immediate discount straight away. But yeah, that would bring it down to 135. So even on a set at that kind of value, £115 at Very, much cheaper. So I think it is just on the higher ticket stuff. If you're high enough to start getting one or both of the gifts with purchase, you're probably better off with Lego. If you're below gift with purchase threshold, then you might be better off if you find a good deal somewhere else. The other thing to bear in mind, though, of course, is you can stack these up. So you could go to Lego, buy a Hogwarts castle, a couple of speed champions, a brickhead, get yourself up to 225. You then are going to get both the gifts with purchase, and suddenly you've got £60 you can take off your total, and you might find that you're better off that way. So if you're building a basket, you might still be better off with Lego directly. But if you're just looking for one lower price set in isolation and you see a deal, jump on that deal wherever you see it, because you're probably going to be better off. Given up on Very, I ordered the Optimus Prime for £95. They sent it in a plastic bag and the box arrived squashed to bits. Yeah, Very's packaging is trash. That is something to bear in mind. If you're like me and you don't care, I mean, I bought this from the Lego store in Paris at Disney, and couldn't fit it in my car on the way home, so literally slammed my boot door on it and destroyed the box myself because I don't care. So for me, I don't care. I just want the Lego inside. So a smashed up box means nothing to me, but I know a lot of people might want to collect it and not open it and keep the box perfect, or you might want to keep the box. And if you're a box person, probably don't buy from Very. If you're just looking for the cheapest possible Lego and don't care if the box comes smashed to hell, then Very is pretty good. Ended up sending it back. Fair enough. I mean, I would have had it. What do you think they'll do for Black Friday? What, Lego? I think these are the Black Friday deals. I mean, they might add a few more on once they're not doing double points anymore. But if you look at the discounts that we've got on Lego, if we go all the way back to the deals and note the time on them. Cool, we have to go back miles. There you go. So, La Loop Coaster. This price is valid all the way through till Cyber Monday, 2nd of December. So this isn't just a price for this weekend, although it's Insiders Weekend, so you get the double points today and tomorrow. You could walk into the Lego store on Tuesday and buy this for £275. Now, you wouldn't get the gifts of purchase, because that ends tomorrow as well, and you wouldn't get the double points. So I certainly wouldn't plan on buying it on Tuesday, but the discounted price goes all the way through Black Friday weekend. So these deals are Black Friday deals. Now, they probably will add a couple more on for Black Friday, because once they've not got double points on anymore, they can probably afford to. But I wouldn't bank on there being loads more deals for Black Friday out of Lego directly. Where you are likely to see more deals on Black Friday is somewhere like John Lewis, who've taken all their discounts off now and will almost certainly put them back on again. We've also got The Entertainer, who are a little bit hit and miss for Lego. I don't tend to buy a lot of Lego from The Entertainer. They theoretically have a Black Friday sale on, but I haven't really seen any deals there. So the only time I'll go to The Entertainer is if I'm doing a Google shopping search and it comes up as the best deal, and it never does. So I do want one of these. I should open it at the PO box and someone could send me one of these. I keep dropping hints to Anna that I'd like one of those because I'm 9. And then we've got Argos. Argos, again, helpfully label their stuff Black Friday. So we've just looked at Stitch. So this is where we can do a bit of a comparison. You save a penny at Very. Well, I think you do have to pay delivery at Very, whereas Argos, I think you can have delivered to Sainsbury's and not pay delivery. So if you've got a Sainsbury's near you, you can probably get it cheaper at Argos. And in fact, they've got a price promise on it, which they might even honour the $43.99. So that's 2 places that are better than Lego directly for picking up Stitch. So the Argos ones are definitely worth looking through. The thing with Argos, and to a lesser extent Very, you tend not to get the bigger, more expensive sets. You get like Star Wars stuff, for example, but you don't get loads of the really fancy stuff. There's not, I mean, see, they're charging loads for the Ghostbusters. I really want that. Really want the typewriter. That retires, but there's no sale on that. And there's a lot of places struggling for stock. I'm hoping I can pick that up in like February, when there's like a January sale on retired stuff and they're just trying to get shot of it. Really want that set. But that's what I did with the table football. The table football I got below retail, even though it was retired, because it wasn't a massively popular set. And I get the feeling the typewriter is the same deal. But yeah, that's not the worst price in the world for that. And then, oh, that's just the cashback place. With pre-orders, do they take the money out there and then, or when the items are sent out? When the items are sent out. But the thing to bear in mind with pre-orders, because I've had a few people asking me about this, so be aware, if you are looking to do pre-orders with Lego, and not a lot of stuff is available to pre-order yet. A lot of it is showing as coming soon. But I know the Formula One stuff that comes out next year is available to pre-order. But even if you add these to your basket, so let's add like a bunch of these to the basket. Continue shopping. There you go. We're going to add enough to get us over the threshold for the gift with purchase. So we've added 2 of those pre-orders to the basket. Oh, is that not a pre-order? Hold on. Oh, that is a pre-order. So their own marketing is wrong? Because on their marketing, it says that you don't get the gift for purchase on pre-orders. Weirdly, this takes us to 250, which is over the threshold to get both. We shouldn't get either, and it's added 1. So I don't really know what it's done there and why it's done it. Because these will ship in March. So you won't get charged until March. But for some reason, it's trying to add a gift with purchase. And now I don't know why. Because if you go back to the Insiders Weekend stuff, I think this is probably just a glitch. I don't think you'd end up getting that. Because it is pretty clear on here. If I can remember how to get to it. I say it's pretty clear. It's quite well hidden now. There you go. It's pretty clear on these. It does say quite clearly excluding pre-orders. And it says that on both of them. Excluding pre-orders. So you shouldn't be getting the gift with purchase on pre-orders. But we've just done a basket and it's added one of them. Which is mad. I don't understand why. How strange. The Hogwarts Castle is £100 in Argos at the moment, is it? Argos. Hogwarts Castle. There you go. Aha, there, that one. Okay, so that's cheaper than, we saw it at Very, didn't we? So Very, it was 115. Lego, it's still 150. So yeah. This is why we're going to be shopping around. So Argos are saying £100 and they're doing a price promise. So even if you do find it cheaper, Argos are matching it on this set. They're not price promising every set, but they have got a few sets scattered around where they are doing price promise stuff. They're doing price promise on the more expensive Hogwarts as well. So keep an eye out for anything on the price promise because then you're guaranteed the best price through Argos, so that's certainly worth a look. If you've got a set in mind that you're after, just run it through Argos and see if it's currently on a price promise. I've just ordered 2 architecture sets off Very worrying now. You'll be fine. What about the Up House? Right, the Up House is going to be another one of those where I suspect it'll be cheaper everywhere but Lego directly. The Up House is one that I always see in B&M for like £30-35. Which I don't think B&M put their Lego on their website. I don't think. Maybe they do. I've never been on the B&M website. If they have stuff on their website, this is going to blow my mind. What the niblets? I mean, these aren't in-store prices, I don't think, because these Speed Champions are usually less than this in-store. So I'll take this with a pinch of salt. But let's say, yeah, all right. So Up House. There you go, £35 with B&M. I suspect that'll be the cheapest one. Who else is likely to be good for this? Very, I think. There you go, Very of 35 as well. Lego Up House. And then see what comes up on shopping. Sainsbury's are doing it for 33 at the moment. But they're all around about 35. Like I say, Sainsbury's at 33. Might well be your best deal. Which is odd because Sainsbury's and Argos are the same company. So are Argos also doing it for 33? No. Weird. So you can save £2 by buying it from Sainsbury's rather than Argos, the company Sainsbury's owns. But either way, it's cheaper than getting it directly from Lego, because even with your double points, that's only bringing it down to 45. You're not getting a gift for purchase. So Sainsbury's is your spot for the Up House. I've seen the Up House in my local B&M for 30. Yeah, I don't know that I trust the online prices, because I was mooching around the Lego in B&M the other day, and the Speed Champions were like 12 quid, not 17.99. So I think you probably get better prices in store for B&M. So, I mean, the problem with B&M is it's a nightmare at this time of year, but it probably is worth a look. I wouldn't go on a Sunday though, you maniac Topher. Don't go to B&M on a Sunday just before Christmas. That sounds like a hideous time for all involved. I got the Up House from Very for £35, then another 20% off for opening a new account, but the box did arrive torn open. Good old Very. That's the very way. eBay. I'm a little bit wary of recommending eBay, because you never know what you're going to get. You're always little bit of a roll of the dice with eBay. I ordered a set from eBay earlier in the year and I got a completely different set. I think I actually profited on the deal, and told the guy who'd done it, and he was very helpful, because I think I forget what the set was. I ordered something that should have been like 80 quid and he sent me something that was worth about 150. And me, being the honest man that I am, sent him a message saying, you sent me the wrong set, and the one you've sent me is worth way more than the one I bought. So he arranged the postage for me to send it back to him and then sent me the correct set. So I suspect if it had been the other way around, he might have been less helpful. But eBay is a little bit hit and miss. Argos clearance will be a good shout. There's one in Corby. I got the Hogwarts Castle for £85 with a 30% Easter discount. Black Friday might be similar. Yeah, the thing with Argos clearance, again, you can't shop online. But yeah, we've been to the one in Corby a few times. The downside is you do have to go to Corby. But that's where I got this from. I got this from the Argos clearance in Corby. The Batman Batmobile. And it was, I don't remember how cheap, but I remember it was cheap enough for me to buy a Technic set. I don't really like Technic. So that's how cheap it was. It was Technic and had Batman on the box. Can't order from B&M website, but prices on site are prices in store. Okay. Then I'm confused, because these prices don't seem as good as they usually are in B&M. There is a chance B&M are also doing the thing that it seems John Lewis are doing, and are putting their prices back up for a few days in anticipation of smashing them down on Friday for Black Friday. Because I was in there last weekend and didn't see a Speed Champion for more than 12 quid. So have we got anywhere near 12 quid on there now? Lego Speed Champions. Yeah, these are all more expensive than they were in store last weekend. I think they're going to come down again. So I'd be inclined to hold fire on B&M in general. Bought Diagon Alley this morning. Awesome. Where did you get it from? Diagon Alley is a set I've always liked the look of, but as I'm not really a Harry Potter guy, I struggle to take the plunge on because it's quite expensive. It's one of those similar to what I've done with Ninjago City Gardens today. If I see that for £250 one day, I'll probably buy it without really thinking. But nearly 400 and not being interested in Harry Potter, I can't justify it. It is a nice set though. A very nice set. I work in B&M and refuse to work weekends. Good call. My wife's from Corby, so you've upset her. Bigger issue is usually the boxes are beaten up. Yeah, my box for my Batman was smashed. I mean, I'm from Peterborough. If I didn't diss Corby, I'd be disowned by my Peterborians. I ran out of money just before the Black Friday deals. Yeah, that is. I am pretty much tapped out now. In addition to buying those couple of sets I got for myself this morning, I spent even more on a gift for Anna, which you'll have to wait and see. what I got Anna for her Christmas present. It is, I don't think she's watching it, is Lego related, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's awesome. She bought herself, by the way, you'll find this if you haven't seen the TikTok, you'll see this in tomorrow's video from the Brick Fair. She bought herself the Tower Bridge Lego set today. She's fascinating. Just casually drops £260 on a Lego set as we're wandering on our Brick Fair. I'm there already walking with a limp because I've just spent £500 on the Lego website. And she's like, I think I'll buy this. There were so many sets in there I wanted. Oh, so many sets. Knocked it down to $334.99 with Insider's Point C. Yeah, that is getting into some nice realm of deliciousness. Am I excited for the new modular? Not sure if it's confirmed. I mean, yes, I am excited for the Tudor House modular. It's not confirmed. It's as good as confirmed because I made a TikTok about it and Lego themselves copyright striked it and had it taken down. So the fact that I got a copyright strike on Lego for leaking the image suggests that it was a legit image. So I think that as good as confirms that the picture we're all seeing all over the internet that no one else is getting copyright strikes for is legit. I blame the fact we got like 100,000 views on it, which stings even more because it means I don't get that sweet ad revenue for a 100,000 view video. But I think the fact that Lego are copyright striking it is as good as a rubber stamp. Yes, confirmed. That is the set. Picked up the Nintendo system and scaled up minifig from Lego Online and got both the GWPs this morning. Had budgeted 220 as it's retiring. Got 4 sets for the same price and double points. See, that's just an incredible deal. That's such a good deal. The other thing to bear in mind, of course, is have you all done all the other stuff that you can do on the Lego website? Which I can't can I show you? I'm just going to take my screen away for a second just to make sure this isn't going to leak my address doing this. I'm just going into the insider page. I don't think it leaks my address. I'm just making sure. No, I think we're good. Going into the insider page. So we'll jump back. So once you get into your insider page, there's loads of stuff that's out for this weekend that you need to do as well. So there's a sweepstake for 1 million Lego Insider points, which I think 800 points is worth for £5. So 1 million, I'm doing maths, divided by 800 times, so that's like £6,000 worth of Lego. 1 million points gets you £6,000 worth of Lego. So enter the sweepstake. It doesn't cost you anything to do. Enter that. You just literally have to put enter draw and then you are in the draw. So make sure you do that. I also spent 25 points to win the reward center because I think there's so much cool stuff in the reward center and that enters you into a sweepstake to win everything. This is a new insider award that dropped yesterday. No, today. Today's Saturday still. So 2,400 insider points for that. They've also got a Christmas bauble that's been added in there today as well. There's also a way to enter your wish list, and they're going to do another draw where you can basically win your wish list, but it's capped at £1,000 worth of wish list. I can't remember where the link is. Where is the link? There was a link on here, and now oh, there you go. It's right there in front of me. Win your Lego wish list. So you click on that, and then you make sure you've got a wish list that has less than £1,000 worth of value on it. Click enter now, paste a link to your wish list, and then you go into a draw to potentially win your wish list as well. So there's 3 ways to win some pretty cool stuff on there that are worth looking at. Where is this weekend's Brick Fair taking place? Milton Keynes. The Nintendo system it's one of my favorite builds. I love it. Just bought the boutique hotel for €172. Where from? I know that was massively discounted at John Lewis, but is now not, and it's a John Lewis exclusive in the UK. So our only options for the boutique hotel are buying it directly from Lego for 200, or buying it from John Lewis, where at the moment I think it's 195. But like I say, last week it was 150. I would, if I were a gambling man, which I am not, he says, having just told you about 3 sweepstakes, but I would I would say it's a fair bet that next weekend for Black Friday, this will be £150 again, like it was last weekend. I think it's probably gone back up to 195 just for a few days, and it'll be dropping back down to 150 again for Black Friday. Because if that's not how John Lewis are doing it, they are bonkers. But they're the only two places you can buy that from in the UK. It's there you go, exclusive to John Lewis and the Lego Group. So you've got a better deal than we could get here at the moment. But I wouldn't buy this weekend. If you're looking for this, wait until next weekend, because I think it'll be cheaper in John Lewis then. Unless you really want the gift of purchase. Again, it comes back to that. Because if you buy it from Lego, you get £20 cash back effectively for your double insider points this weekend. Plus you get, I mean, you'll get one of the gift of purchase and you'll be close to the other one. You'd probably want to spend another £25 to bump you over and get the second one. And then it's probably break even, but I'd probably still wait. I think you can get that for 150. You've been able to do it very recently. I wouldn't be spending more than that if you're in the UK. Spent one insider point for a 1 million point draw. Nice. Can't wait to see what you got Anna for Christmas. It's going to be fun. We might do similar to what we did on my birthday, where she gave me my Lego presents on stream. I might give her that present on stream at Christmas, so you can see her reaction when she opens it. I think she'll be very happy. Didn't realise until last week that both me and my partner have been watching you on different channels. He says you're the FM guy. I say you're the Lego man. Am I right? I mean, I'm both. I'm a multi-talented, multifaceted individual. If you are talking to my accountant, I guess I'm officially the FM guy, because I make more money on FM and it doesn't cost me nearly as much as Lego. I barely break even on Lego. Lego's a glorified hobby. FM is the job. But who knows? This time next year, maybe I will be the Lego guy. I'm a sucker for the modular buildings, aren't we all? The amount of people today have been picking up. In fact, on the topic of modular buildings, I'm not sure where it's on a deal, but Sanctum Sanctorum, which retires this year, people are talking about getting this for under 150, and I haven't asked anyone where they've got it from. So it's 180 on Very. Let's find the Sanctum Sanctorum deal, because I'm sure people are saying 150. They get 160 at John Lewis, but it's out of stock. Where is the cheap Sanctum Sanctorum? 185 at Smith's. There's going to be a cheap one somewhere. People are saying 147 quid for this set. Need to give them more details. Sanctum Sanctorum. Maybe they don't have it. Okay, they don't have it. They're not going to have it. Sanctum Sanctorum. There it is. There's the cheapo one. And they're price promising it. So that is your best deal. So this is an incredible set. If you want to get into modular buildings and you've got even a passing interest in Marvel, jump on this. It's sold out, is it? Where does it say sold out? On there. Oh, it says check stock. So I guess it depends where you are in the country, whether it's sold out. Because it's whether it might be sold out online, but it'll be whether or not it's in your local store. So if we just put Leicester in there, for example, and then check stock. Oh God. Okay. Maybe stock is low. London. Jeepers. Okay. Maybe it is fully out of stock. You might have missed the... Oh, no, there you go. If you're in Manchester, it is in stock in Manchester. So, depending on where you are, there might be local stock. Argos has always been weird for this. They have a little bit of centralized stuff for online, but because most of it is run through their local stores, even some of the delivery stuff comes through local stores, you do have to have a look around the local stores. So yeah, it is in stock in Manchester. So if you're in Manchester or anywhere in the northwest, really, I guess, and willing to have a bit of a drive, I mean, I imagine there's a chance it's the same one that you can just pick up from any of these places. There's perhaps one in Manchester. But yeah, you can we just look on there? And no, do not show my location. Yeah, I'm not putting my actual address in. That's bonkers. But yeah, that's an incredible deal. A Sainsbury's outside Chester says it has it. Well, there you go. Let's see if there's one in Peterborough, where I used to live. No. So it looks like in the south and in the east, it's long gone. What about Glasgow? There you go. If you're in the north, you can still get the Sanctum. You can get it in Manchester. You can get it in Glasgow, Newcastle. What? None of the above. Newcastle. Is it Apontine or is it Ontine? Apontine, I think it is. There you go. It's in Newcastle. So if you're in the north, you can still buy the Sanctum Sanctorum from Argos. So you might have to go north, boys and girls. I can just put Leicester and click closest, can I? Happy to travel. Tell me where. So the closest one to me is in Worksop. That's, you know what? That's not too bad. If I really wanted it, I'd be tempted to go to Worksop. That's the nearest one to me. So they are in stock in some parts of the country, but not all parts of the country. Someone asked about the Milano. I suspect there's not going to be very good deals on that because it's a relatively new set. It only came out like a couple of months ago, didn't it? Similar to stuff like the X-Mansion, Jabba's Sabard. You're not going to find good deals on that kind of stuff. But let's have a look at Lego Milano and shopping. See if there's any deals anywhere. I wouldn't trust these kind of places. Yeah, is that still a Lego exclusive? Because it's not showing up anywhere else. Have Smiths got that? I'm sure I've seen that in Smiths. Yeah, it's in... Whoa, wait, houses. Okay, ignore everything I just said about there not being a deal. There's a deal, boys and girls. It's £125 at Smiths. So this is where we get the old maths out again. At 160, you're only going to get one gift with purchase. If we value it at 20 quid, plus another 15 quid, 16 quid, that's taking £35 off, which brings you down to 125. So you can match the price, but then you have to go through the hassle of selling your gift with purchase, waiting for your cash back. So this is a rare, more expensive set that actually has a gift with purchase on it where there's a better deal somewhere else. So if you are in the market for the Milano, Smiths is your place, boys and girls. It's actually a better deal at Smiths. It's out of stock for home delivery, but it's in stock for click and collect. So again, similar deal to Argos. If you put your location in, Leicester for me, and there's 6 in stock at my local Smiths. So I could go grab one tomorrow. So, yeah, you can't get it delivered, but you can pick it up from your local store. That Leicester Smiths is where I got Assembly Square from because they still had that in stock like 6 months ago. I wonder if they've still got that. That must be gone now. Assembly Square. There was like 3 when I got mine. Yeah, there's none left now. But I was very surprised to see they had multiple of those in stock. It was the only one for like a 100-mile radius as well. It's just the Leicester Smiths had multiple of them in stock for some reason. The Royal Clamshell. Is that the Disney thing? Clamshell. That. I feel like that was on sale with Lego at midnight and now appears not to be. I'm just checking. I took screenshots of everything that was on sale at midnight. I'm sure that was on sale. No, it wasn't. So the Royal Clamshell. We haven't checked Amazon for a little while. Lego Royal Clamshell. Shell. See, this is a problem with Amazon. You just get all this junk that comes up. Let's just check with Google. Even though we've seen with the Milano that that's not even necessarily particularly reliable because it didn't show up Smiths on here. Get a knockoff from AliExpress. Don't get a knockoff from AliExpress, boys and girls. Lego Royal Clamshell. See, I don't know who had this in stock ever. I'm sure I've seen this on sale somewhere, but I don't remember where. Where have I seen it on sale? Where have I seen it? It's a lovely song, Kevin. Really nice singing. No, don't know. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere. I just don't remember where. Doesn't Smiths give you £10 off for over £100 spend too? That is correct. Yeah. Got to memorize all the deals. So not to be confused with the deal that they had last week, where it was £5 for every £50 you spent on Lego. It's now £10 off if you spend over £100 in store. So yeah, that £125 Milano becomes £115 and becomes an even better deal. So yeah, definitely Smiths is the place for the Milano. What about any of the Harry Potter sets? We looked at Argos. Argos seems to be good for Harry Potter because they're price matching it, a lot of it. Lego Harry Potter. So like some of the fancier sets like this one, they're price promising it. So not only have they got it on a big sale, they're guaranteeing that it's the best price. Now for a set that expensive, that guarantee is not necessarily still not necessarily going to be the best because you've got the gift of purchase and stuff on here. So for the more expensive Hogwarts, £409, so you're going to get £41 of points. So you're basically saving £100 with your gift of purchase and your double points. So that, let's say it brings it down to £310. What was it on Argos? £307. It's still better at Argos. So yeah, for that set, for example, Argos is your best deal. And they've got a few sets in the Harry Potter range on the price promise. The smaller Hogwarts set is on that as well. So Argos generally are pretty good for these sets aimed at kids, and I think Harry Potter goes into that category. And there's certainly some good deals at Argos for Harry Potter. I think there's a further £5 reduction at checkout with over £50 at Smiths at the moment. I was mulling over them. Yes, there is. Yeah. I'm gutted I missed the AT-AT Lego sale. Yeah, it was literally midnight. I've got the screenshot showing it be available. I checked on the website at midnight. You had to queue to get on. It was on there at midnight. By 12:30, it was gone. I grabbed the Home Alone house to get in the Christmas spirit and get both the GWPs. Lovely stuff. Yeah, Nectar points at Argos as well is another very good shout. So certainly some good deals to be had there. Right, boys and girls, I think we've probably just about exhausted everything we needed to look at on this. I didn't really know going in how long this stream was likely to be. We've been going just over an hour. I think we've covered all of the key points. We've looked up all the sets that people have recommended. We've highlighted all the places where there are discounts. And if nothing else, even if your set wasn't covered, you've seen my process. So you can now do the same process yourself. Yeah, don't buy your Lego on AliExpress, boys and girls. It is fake. I will recommend that. But we are going to wrap that up there. There was a video that came out at 5 o'clock today on the channel. So if you want to see me shopping for the insider stuff in store earlier on today, that video is already out. There's going to be a video tomorrow from the Brick Fair of Milton Keynes that I went to this morning. It's been a busy 24 hours from the stream last night through to being on the website at midnight, up early to go to a convention. I mean, I've done like 5 TikToks as well. There's so much going on. So I probably should go to bed. But yeah, make sure you check out the video that came out earlier today. Keep your eye out for the one that comes out tomorrow. And then me and Anna will be back streaming again on Monday night. I don't even know what she's building. She might even start building Tower Bridge that she bought today. How she's going to fit that on the table, I don't know. I also don't know where she's going to keep it. So who knows, boys and girls? Who knows? The Daily Bugle. Right, this is the last one we're looking at because I talked about this with somebody earlier. So the Daily Bugle, £300 directly from Lego. I know it's been on a good deal at Smiths relatively recently. We'll see if it still is. No discount at all. Daily. Was this one that's widely available everywhere now? It's not at John Lewis. This might be a Smiths exclusive. which would explain why they've not felt the need to put it in a sale. So I would suggest that if you want the Daily Bugle, you buy it directly from Lego, because it's the same price as it is at Smith's. You'll get £10 off at Smith's, so that brings it down to £2.90. But at Lego, you'll get £30 of cash back for your double insiders points, plus both gifts for purchase. The value of all of that together is about £90. So that brings it down to about £2.10. So your best deal for the Daily Bugle currently is Lego themselves, which is going to be the case with a lot of the more expensive sets. But we are going to wrap things up there now, boys and girls, because I need to edit the video that's coming out tomorrow. I said I was going to bed. I've got to edit the convention video now. So hopefully you found this helpful. We might do this again in the future. We might even do it again for Black Friday. Who knows? But if you did enjoy this kind of content, very different to what we've done before, make sure you leave a big thumbs up on it, leave a comment on it so the algorithm knows you liked it. And if it ends up being popular, we'll do stuff like this again. But thanks for joining me. Subscribe if you are new, because I know some people would have just been searching for Lego and might have just fallen into the chat. And I'll